Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Kyle Carroll from MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA podcast. Tonight, I am joined by Lauren Braccia, who will be fighting at Combat at the Space on December 10th for Lou Neglia's show. Lauren, how you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. Got home a little training and just relaxing now.
Awesome. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was uneventful. My family lives in upstate New York currently, so with training and everything, I didn't go. I just hung out here, hung out at home with my dog.
Gotcha. With a fight you really can't indulge too much?
No, and that's okay. I'm not one of those people that I'm like, oh my God, like I'm dying. I'm not one of those people.
Gotcha.
That's-
So you, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I said it's just part of my job at this point.
Gotcha. You got a big fight coming up on December 10th. Tell us a little bit about that and what you expect from yourself in the fight.
Um, so I'm fighting Chris Hannaford, who I actually know. I've trained with her before. I've sparred with her before in the past. And we know each other. You know, we literally have zero animosity. This is our job. This is what we do. And that night, it's it's not really about the win or the loss for me. It's, am I going to perform how I know I can perform and how I've been performing, in the gym? Am I going to bring that into my fight? And that's all I really care about is doing, what I know I can do. And that's really it, because my last two fights, I don't think I fought to my full potential, and I took two losses, and I wasn't mad that I lost by any means.
Hmm.
My last fight at Ring of Combat Pro was awesome. It was an awesome fight. It was just too little, too late, I think, on my end, and I it took me a while to even find my groove, and I don't even think I really fully found it. So, um, as long as I go out there and perform how I know I can and how I'm meant to, that's all I really honestly care about.
Do you feel like you got a weight off your shoulder with getting those two fights under your belt, having the experience inside the cage?
Um, I've been, you know what it is? I've been fighting a long time, pretty much. I've been fighting. I think I started training at 21, and I took my first fight at 21 or 22, one of them. So it's been 10 years. I am pro MMA, and that took a long time for me to get there. But this, believe it or not, is amateur kickboxing.
Okay.
It's like some weird loophole that they found, because I'm technically not a pro kickboxer, and I don't think she's pro in anything at all. So they were able to make it like a no headgear, shin guards only amateur kickboxing. But I don't, I honestly, I don't feel any pressure. I'm excited. I'm just excited because I haven't fought kickboxing in like 9 years. I went 3-1 as an amateur kickboxer, and I'm really just doing this to get that confidence back in myself, because I haven't let my hands go in my last two fights and things like that. And I figured, what better way? Just take a fight. So I don't have any pressure on me for this. I really don't. If there's any pressure on it, it's from myself. So I feel pretty chill going into it, believe it or not.
Awesome. And you're training out of Law MMA, correct?
And yeah, and Sarah BJJ.
And where? Sorry, that broke up for a second.
Sarah.
Sarah. Okay, awesome. Um, so you're just looking to get your hands going, let your hands fly inside this bout. What are some of the challenges you believe your opponent brings to the table?
She's technical. She's good. But when it really comes down to it, and I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way, but I'm not I'm not worried about her. Not saying that she's not a great opponent, not technical. I'm focused on. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry. It's all good.
I'm more focused on what I'm doing to really care about what she has to bring. Obviously, yes, she's here to fight, but so am I. And Matt always tells me, he's like, remember, Lauren, people have to fight you. You don't have to fight other people. So, she's technical and she's good, but my biggest challenge again is just going to be me and
Mhm.
what.
Awesome, awesome. Tell us a little bit about what inspires you to get in there and compete. What makes you want to go to the gym every day and train? What makes you want to climb into the cage or the ring and compete?
I just love it. Um, I love it. I've always been a competitive athlete, like my whole life. Um, and I'm someone who likes to work really hard. So for these fights, you have to work really hard. It's mental, it's physical, it's very emotional, you know. Um, and I like to test myself constantly, constantly. So I think that that's really my why, I guess, in
Hmm.
myself. I don't even do it for the money. My couple fights, I take my money from the ticket sales and I've donated it to, kids cancer, um, women's shelters, things like that. Like I don't do it for the money. I literally just do it because I love it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Um, Now I understand you have some teammates competing as well. What's it like to be training with them as well as competing with them on the same fight card?
It's really exciting. Mia is fighting and she's awesome. Mia's got incredible skill, incredible talent. She's been kickboxing a long time. There's nothing this girl can't do in that kickboxing world. Um, and then we have some newcomers, to the cage. We have Marcus, who he won his first MMA fight. We have Donnie, I think he's having his first MMA fight, and just to watch them evolve is cool because it's nostalgic and I'm sorry. It's nostalgic and it reminds me so much of like when I started out. And then we have Mike Curiel, who like this guy's just awesome. you know,
Hmm.
he's just fantastic and he's one of the nicest guys you could ever possibly meet. So it's really cool when you get to see your teammates who, are either just starting out or they've progressed and like me and now she's pro and you remember when they were amateurs. It's like a lot of nostalgia almost.
Awesome. What is your goals for the sport? Do you have goals as a mixed martial artist to compete at the highest level, or is this a hobby? Something like you said, you donate all your money to charity. Is this something for like philanthropy? Where's your goals at for this?
I want to take it to the highest level that I possibly can. I'm not forcing it. Um, I'm very, very fortunate that I have a full time, very well paying job. I don't need to do this. That's another big thing. Again, I do it because I want to and I love it. I'm gonna let this journey go and take the road take the road wherever it takes me. To be honest, if I get to even something Invicta or belts, whatever it is, you know what
Hmm.
um, I'm just not forcing it because I feel like when you do that and you try to force it and you know, mentally it'll take a toll on you. Physically it's going to take a toll on you. So wherever this path leads me, so be it. That's really just how I feel.
Awesome. And what did you learn about yourself after your first two fights? Did you learn? You talking about mental focus and I'm sure physical attributes. What did you learn about yourself?
Um well, my first pro fight, because I think I had about 12ish amateurs, but my first pro fight, I I honestly went in there and I don't even know what I was thinking, like even during the camp, anything. I was like, I really genuinely can't. I don't even know if I was in a good headspace. My last fight, I was definitely not in a good headspace. I had to move out of my apartment, find a new one. I lost my brother in law. I lost my grandfather 2 weeks after that, which was 2 weeks before my fight.
Hmm.
I still sucked it up. I went to training and I fought and I told myself after that fight, you know what, if I can get through that to do what I have to do to get here, I've already like won in my eyes. Um, because you can't be like you can't. You have to be so focused. And I'm not saying I wasn't heartbroken. I mean, I cried, you know, sitting in the cage before, the fight time. I cried in the cage, I wanted my grandfather there. But think I learned that I'm a lot mentally stronger than I ever gave myself credit for, because to go through all that, most people would have been like, I've had 2 deaths in my immediate family, and, and I'm moving my apartment after training and all this other stuff.
Mm.
They would have been like, "I'm not doing this," and pulled out of the fight. I'm not about that. So I think I learned I'm a lot mentally stronger, um, than I really gave myself credit for.
Yeah, that's some adversity right there, and
Yeah.
uh, and be able to push through that. What do you do for yourself when you're not training to kind of refocus and balance your mental strength and toughness?
Um, More jujitsu. I put my gi on. I love being in my gi. Um, to bring me back down, clear my mind and things like that. I love to put my gi on and roll in my gi and just be there on the mat. Are you okay?
Excuse me, sorry.
It's okay.
Ugh, ugh. So your answer is more time in the gym, get back in there, and kind of find your even keel.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry about that. That's
Don't worry about it. Feel-
crushed me right there. Oh, um. So tell us a little bit about training at Law MMA and Sarah BJJ. What you learn from the other athletes there, and how you use it and apply it to your style and your time competing.
it's definitely interesting. We got a lot of high energy people, Matt being one of them, who is just he sits there and he's telling me, go, 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 go. And he keeps things fun. Definitely makes me laugh, taken which helps me take a lot of pressure off myself. At law, you're around these guys like Aljamain Sterling, and you got Al, and just all these freaking guys that are so high level, and it's inspiring to just watch them. But I take it back in and I work with Jenny Nadell. She keeps me very balanced and keeps me very honest, in my training. When it comes to striking, I don't think there's anyone really better when it comes to any form of kickboxing or striking. So I work with her and she gives me her time. And when someone's investing so much time in you, like she does, like Ray does, like Matt does, like my sparring partners do, you know, it makes it kind of humbles you a little bit in a way, you know, that people, no matter how good you think you are, there's always someone better,
Mhm.
whether bad day of sparring or this or that, or you can sit here and think you're a rock star, and Ray's like, yeah, but you did this, or Matt will be like, oh, but you did this, you should have done, and it's humbling at the same time. As motivational as it is, it's incredibly humbling.
Absolutely, that's. I think having the quality of coaches have just evolved in the sport, and Ray Longo, and then Ray Longo teaching Jenny Nadell and everyone else, and the quality of coach right there, and his lineage is Hall of Fame status. So
Mm.
that's awesome that you're able to work with them and learn from the best. Tell us one thing about you that nobody knows, but you'd like to share with everyone. It doesn't have to be MMA related; it could be anything.
Oh boy, oh my god, I'm very much an open book. So, oh, um, okay, I'm afraid of clowns.
Okay, understandably so.
Terribly, terribly afraid. We watch horror movies probably 3 to 4 nights a week in this house, and that's one rule. There's two rules: the dog can't die, the dog can't die, and no clowns.
So John Wick wasn't a favorite of yours.
No, it was not. Neither was I Am Legend.
Oh
No,
yeah, forgot about yeah, I Am Legend. Yeah.
nope. And I purposely, sometimes if I'm not sure about a movie, there's a website called like doesthedogdie.com,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, you type in the movie and
That's
it tells
funny.
you guys so that you can either bypass it or just not watch the movie.
Look at that.
That's
You learn something new every day.
it's but yeah, so that and clowns and I ugh.
So I take it you're not watching it either.
No, actually I will not. I saw the the first It I watched at I think I was like 10, like the original.
Mhm.
I was like 10 years old and my friends were like, "Yeah, let's put this on." I went, "No, you're gonna turn that off." Like, it's back to like being 2 or 3 years old. Like, it's not normal people are not clowns.
So remember a few years ago, probably more than a few years ago now.
The killer clown standing that everyone's like,
Yeah, like these idiots would be like out there and like scare the shit out of people, and then they run or drive away. You encountered that. What are you doing?
if I encounter that, what am I doing? If they come at me, it's different. It's absolutely game on. But if they're just standing there just to be weird and creepy, I'm not I'm not doing it. No, I just walk past. I'm not doing it. I don't do the clown thing.
Fair enough.
Like my
Fair
future,
enough.
they are never having clowns at their birthday party. Sorry, but I don't care. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
No clowns. Fair enough. Fair enough. How would you describe your style of competing in the cage or the ring?
Um, I, I'm laughing because it's the first thing that comes to my head is literally the first thing everyone says to me is, "Man, you could take a hit." Brawler. I like to stand and brawl and throw hands, and I like to get on the ground and just grind. Like I love to grind it out in my jujitsu. I love to sit there, throw hands and kicks, and I like getting punched in the face. I'm one of those people, you know. Hit, not get hit, but don't get hit is like not. It's not for me. I can take a hit, you know. I
More
hope
of
I'm.
like a bend but don't break type mentality.
Yeah, bend but never break. And I if I'm gonna fight, I want it to be a fight, you know. So I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm gonna sit there and slug it out if I, have to. Obviously, I'm trying to avoid as much brain damage as I can, but I like to brawl. I like to show up, you know. I do like to be in your face with striking. I do like to, get funky on the ground with my jujitsu. My jujitsu is a little weird, you know. So yeah, that's just it. I guess brawler and weirdo.
Awesome, awesome. Now you mentioned you don't like, you don't want brain damage. Something I feel like a lot of fighters just kind of maybe not ignore, but just kind of put to the back of their mind and stuff is like CT. We know it's real, like football
Oh,
and whatnot. But I ask a lot of fighters, especially young amateurs, about it because a lot don't spar with headgear, and after two fights, MMA you don't need headgear. Kickboxing, I think it's after two fights you don't need headgear. Is that
right.
something as an amateur level more people should be using
100%.
to protect themselves down the road?
Absolutely, you should be using the headgear. It's not even necessarily headgear isn't going to give you full protection.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to absorb impact to prevent as much as it can and to prevent other things like cuts and whatnot. But it's it's not a pissing contest in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You're already tough. You're already competing. You're already training. Everybody knows that you're tough. You don't need to prove anything by not wearing a headgear. Um, and I think that they absolutely should be wearing headgear with the cheek protectors, even in most cases. You know, it's not worth it. I remember I will actually never forget this day as long as I live. There was a new guy at the gym, and you could tell he's a couple cranks short. But he was a young guy, and he decided that he wanted to spar. Well, this was I'm talking probably about 8-ish years ago, and he gets in the cage, and who does he get in the cage with Rob Marab.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fucking people. That's who. So I look at him And I look at Marab and I'm like, Marab, no, he has to wear headgear. And Marab's like, oh, yeah, like, even Marab knows, for God's sake. Like,
Yeah.
kid's got to wear. He's like, oh, whatever. And the kid's like, I don't want to wear headgear. I don't want to wear headgear. That's lame. That's lame. And I was like, you'll thank me later. I was like, put the headgear on or you're not sparring. And it was that kind of thing that like, and then the manager of the gym at the time came out and he's like, yep, nope. If you're not wearing a headgear, you're not doing it. And it's like, do you not see what happens to people?
Mm-hmm.
Don't think it can't happen to you. It's not worth it in the long run. It's really not worth it.
No, I agree. Like I've heard a lot of like gyms and fighters say how they really don't like full on spar really until maybe a little bit here and there, but they like don't really full on spar leading up to their fight. Is
Right.
that something you guys do at all, or is that you guys do spar just headgear and limit and kind of work on certain things?
We There's a variety of different kinds of sparring that we do in general. Um, when I'm training for a camp, I might have a couple days, like I might spar one day really, really hard, you know, like 85% headgear, 16-ounce gloves, shin guards, everything. And then there might be one day where we're not wearing headgear and we're just flowing around. There might be one day where we're going at a medium pace, we're going at a medium strength, but high pace, high energy, high pace. Like there's such a variety of different sparring, and I basically do what my coaches tell me.
Awesome.
They know what's best.
Absolutely. Awesome. Now, you said you have a dog. What kind of dog do you have?
I've got a adorable pit mix. Cinder, come here. Come here. No, got a bone.
Camera shot, huh?
No, she'll come here if I had food. She's got her bone. She actually has two of her bones on the couch right now.
Awesome. Dogs are always great.
She's
Um, and what's your dog's name? Thunder.
Cinder.
Thunder. Okay. Right.
Cinder. My girlfriend is a member of NYPD.
Okay.
Responded to a house fire, and the people were screaming that they had like two Yorkies in the house. So her and her partner run in, they get the Yorkies out, and 10 minutes later, they're like, hey, where's our pit bull? And she's like, what? And they said, oh, yeah, there's a pit bull tied to the radiator in the kitchen. So the fire department came in. They brought her back out. So she was in the fire for about 30, 40 minutes, maybe 30, 40 minutes. Her ears were all like burned and stuff.
Oh,
And
jeez.
the Red Cross was going to have to rehome them. And they said, well, if you are keeping the pit bull, like we have to move you upstate. And they're like, no, we don't want her. My girlfriend's like, I do, and brought her home. So now we
That's awesome that you guys are able to rescue the dog. Um,
us we would currently we're renting, but the minute we own, we're in trouble. The minute we own a home, we are in so much trouble because I'm coming home to a new dog every week. 100.
that's awesome. That dogs are great though. You can't go wrong with a dog.
Never go wrong with them. And
Awesome.
we went to the beach before because we live down the block from the beach. So she went on the beach before, runs around, she plays in the ocean. She loves it.
Awesome. Awesome. So December 10th. What can we expect from you inside the cage?
Um, a lot of energy and a lot of in your face, high pace. Because I'm going from fighting 5-minute rounds to fighting 3 2-minute rounds. It's a sprint for me. So I have to do maximum damage in such a short amount of time. And so it's going to be high pace, lots of energy, and very in your face.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching that as well, commentating that.
Oh
Uh,
my God. I'm
so yeah, I'll be commentating alongside Ally Quinta again,
Yeah.
which I'm looking forward to. Last time he was an absolute blast to do it with.
Yeah.
But yeah, December 10th, ladies and gentlemen, get tickets now while you still can. Otherwise, you're gonna have to stream it on online. I'm not sure what they're putting it on right now, but
I'm not either. So I'm so sorry.
no, as soon as I find the link or told what's gonna be streaming on, I'll let everyone know. I'll put it
Awesome.
in the description. Lauren, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you and looking forward to seeing you fight.
I'm looking forward to meeting you in person because I've driven several weeks. So I owe you a drink after my fight.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you get in there, kick some butt, and then we'll definitely have a drink after.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you.
Likewise, this is Carol's Corner MMA podcast, and we're signing off.